Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't posted in a while, but I got a pretty cool and fun, different idea to make a video on for my channel, which is a tier list on my platinums, on PlayStation, of course. So my algorithm, I'm a big platinum achiever myself. I've been doing this for a long time. Been doing it back in like the PS3 days. That was when I sort of first started out, and yeah, I just thought it'd be a cool thing to do because a lot of my YouTube algorithm has kind of shifted to these like platinum videos, and a good few of those videos have been people doing like tier lists on their platinums, which I thought would be a really cool idea because it's been kind of a while since I've had about 100 of my platinums. It's been fairly recent, I should say, that I've reached 100 platinums. So I thought it'd be quite fun to do like a little mini sort of celebration in terms of that with a tier list, because I thought it'd be a really fun idea. Because us fellow platinum achievers, not all of them are sunshine and rainbows. I'll be honest, they're not all very fun. Some of them are very boring. Sometimes you're so far into it, you just want to get it done, and then there's others that are really enjoyable, and there's just some that aren't. But yeah, let's just hop straight into it. So obviously we've got my tiers here. I will preface that I'm gonna try my best to remember the actual experience I had of getting these platinums, because some of these games I played so long ago. So I'll try my hardest. But yeah, because some of them I played back when I had my PS3. I don't think I got very many on that platform. Most, I think it was when it kind of started to ramp up a bit more when I got my PS4, and because I've been doing it for so long, I've obviously done a lot more on my PS5. Anyways, let's hop straight into it. Don't want to dilly dally, but yeah, we'll go through all the tiers. So we've got the Mayo tier. I'm sure you fellow platinum getters will know that this is pretty much going to be for the Iron Mayo games, because every platinum achiever is like crack to them. They just love. We all have those Iron Mayo trophies, and there's a good few of them because they slowly started to release more just for the meme, I think, at that point. But they did kind of start integrating like a bit of a story to it. Anyways, Mayo tier is going to be the bottom tier. It's going to be related. It's mainly a tier column for the other games that are like that, because I mean, I'll be completely honest, I'm a bit guilty that there's a good few of them in here, because I think I'm actually on about 111 platinums as of recording this video, but I've taken out some of the duplicates because you can get platinums on different platforms like PS4 and PS5, and I'd say I've officially hit about 100 platinums without regarding the platform games and the sort of Mayo games. But yeah, so we've got the tier above that, which is just no. So that's kind of like bottom of the barrel, wasn't really fun. Just yeah, wanted to get it done, and just yeah, done and dusted. Just above that is a bit of a stinker. Not terrible, but wasn't great. Mid tier, you did good, kid. So that was like sort of, middle tier experience. It was okay. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't amazing. It was just in the middle. That was fun. Pretty self-explanatory. That was, that would be just an overall fun platinum to get. And then, it would be below the top, because goated would be a column I would solely devote to saying that was a very fun platinum to get, and everything about it was really fun. Because I'm just to bear in mind, just to preface, I'm not ranking these in terms of the game and its quality and everything about it. It's just the experience of getting the platinum itself. So there might even be some games, I mean, I highly doubt it, because most of the games I really like to play that are my favorites will probably be in the top two. But there might, I don't know, I can't remember every single game I've got a platinum on. Probably most of them, but not all of them. So some of them might be in the bottom, but that won't mean the game itself is shit. It will just mean it was my least favorite experience for the platinum, because there are some games I really enjoyed that just weren't very fun because they get very grindy. But I think we should just hop straight into this. The icons look a bit strange because I literally was on PSN profiles and I tried to mass save all the images and they all just came out really weird. But yeah, I might do this in one video. I'll see how long it goes. I might split it into two parts, but we'll see how that goes. I think I could probably get into one video, so we'll just hop straight into it. Okay, cool. It's gonna be so weird because I don't think I'll be able to remember how I experienced these. But anyways, let's hop straight into it. Let's go. Cool. So first up is Mortal Kombat 1. Now, I would probably say this was a good game to platinum. I don't recall anything being very grindy, to be honest. It's gonna be so annoying because I can't really. It might be best if I skim the actual trophy lists beforehand, but I don't think I can be asked to do that for every single game. I can't remember. Mortal Kombat One. That's a tough one. I would probably say that was I would say again, nothing's like standing out to me that was really bad about getting the platinum for this game, because I'm kind of torn between that was fun and you did good. I would probably say that was fun because although I think there were some grindy aspects, nowhere near much as grindy as the old Mortal Kombat games, like Mortal Kombat 9, like you had to do like ladders for every single character and things like that. Combo challenges, I think, for older MK titles, but this one was fairly chill. I think the only thing that was a bit annoying was the mode where you had to kind of travel across the map. I'm trying to remember what that was called. I think that was just like the side mode. But I would say that was fun because it was a good. You could still lab your mains and stuff and practice while you were trying to grind. So it was kind of hit. It's all about really efficiency with platinums as well. So the fact that I was able to kind of practice and yeah, practice the characters that I wanted to learn in while I was getting the trophies for this game. Um, I'd say that's a pretty good spot for it, really. Because I would play online on this game all the time, so it was a really good way to practice those characters and learn them and stuff. So I would say I will say that I'm probably going to change a lot afterwards as well. I might rearrange some things when there's more on the board, but I think that's a safe spot for Mortal Kombat anyway. Um, Among Us, I would say I'm tempted to put this in the Mayo tier one, but there were some grindy trophies in there. I think there was, yeah. See, I remember there was trophies for, what was it? There was one where you had to like get the meltdown, like kill everyone when the alarms were going off and stuff, and that was a bit grindy. I had to hop into a good few games to get that done. So I would say that was fun. Yeah, I would say that was fun because I did really enjoy that game. That was fun, especially with friends. But when I had to do some grindy trophies, I had to kind of sort of stem off and do them on my own. But I'd say that was fun because Among Us is a fun game. I'm trying not to rate the game, but it kind of contributes a bit of a factor towards it. Do you know what I mean? So I would say that was fun because like platinum wise, they got some fun trophies in there, and there wasn't very many anyway. I'm surprised I even had a. Did that actually have a plat? I think it did have a platinum. Yeah. Moving on, Elden Ring. Oh, it's got to be the GOAT, man. That is, like, again, I'm trying to separate the experience of the game from the platinum, but the experience of the game contributes so much into the platinum itself. Like, you just need to just kill a bunch of bosses and basically explore everything and most of the stuff on the map. And it's so fun because it just gives you another reason to play the game. And yeah, I had to do a second run because there's some missable. I think there's like one legendary ornament which is like a missable. But aside from the game being an absolute bollockade because it is a Souls game, aside from that, it's a brilliant game. It's so good, and just giving me a reason to replay it as well. I've got like 200 hours in this game, so Elden Ring has to be up there. I'm trying to think of yeah, no, it's just literally because that's what like another thing I will quickly say about platinums is that I feel like the platinum or the trophy list anyway is there to kind of sort of give you the opportunity if you wanted to get all the all the trophies. It gives you an excuse to experience the game at its fullest and everything that the developers put into the game. That's what I love about trophy hunting. So it's like I'm playing the game till its fullest. Yeah, speaks for itself, man. Elden Ring is just there's a reason why I got Game of the Year, which is funny because it was rivaled against Ragnarok, which I didn't like at first, but that was before I played the game. But then I realized, yeah, this is an absolutely amazing game. Ratchet Deadlocked. See, I think this is Ratchet Gladiator. I think this is like the US or the West title for the game. God, it's been so long since I played this game. I think I played it on PS4 or PS5, and I emulated it through like the PS3 platform. But I think it was a bit grindy, and I do love the Ratchet games. I might have to put it here. You did good. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't really remember a whole lot of this platinum. I think it was a bit grindy, and because the game was on PS3, it was like, don't know. I don't think it was janky, but Yeah, don't really have too much to say about this one. I think you might have to do the hard mode on this game, which is a bit annoying because you get killed in like 2 hits. So I'm gonna put it in. You did good, kid, because nothing really stands out. It wasn't bad and it wasn't great. So I'll be honest, a lot of games I don't really remember about will probably be in this tier. So yeah, um, cool. Sorry, I'm gonna try not to say so much. I've noticed in my videos, I was watching some of my old videos back, and I say so much. So I do apologize. I'm gonna try and not do that. But moving on, South Park and the Stick of Truth. Um, I enjoyed this game. I think there's a bunch of missable stuff. I would say that was fun. Not a whole lot I remember from this game. Um, I just said very long. Yeah, it's because I'm trying to use my brain, so I say a lot. That was fun. I will say that was fun. It was a fun platinum because yeah, it's got some cool bosses and stuff. I might even say no. I'll keep it at that was fun because depending on how you play this game, there is a bunch of missable stuff and the game can be quite lengthy. So I think I had to play the whole game again just to do one thing in like the Canadian, like in Canada. Like I had to do something just for there. I think I had to get like a weapon because you. Oh, that's right. Because you got to get all the collectibles. Sorry, not the collectibles. The weapons. Well, collectibles as well, but the weapons and all the armor, I believe. So I would say that was fun because I don't remember anything really being negative about it. So yeah, cool. So moving on, we got two Life is Strange games. These are good games, but in terms of platinums, I will just put them in. You did good because I'm gonna just chuck them both in here because yeah, it's kind of just play through the game and get the collectibles, and that kind of goes for both. I think there is another Life is Strange game in here as well, so I would just say you did good because yeah, they're kind of just chill, very like in a sense, kind of easy platforms on top of just being a really fun game. So I will, yeah, you did good, kid. You did good. So they can just sit in that tier for now. Again, I might do some rearranging and stuff. Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Right. I'm gonna be honest. I love this game and the sequel even more. But I might even put it in nah. Again, I'm separating the game from the platinum experience. I'm gonna put it in nah, which I hate to say, because this game, in terms of the trophies for the super attacks and stuff, for the abilities, you need to do the parallel quest missions. And one thing I have the biggest issue with in this game is that and they fixed it in the second game, but you had a chance to get the drops from the missions. Like it was always a chance to get the extra part of the mission if you had met the correct requirements, and then you had a chance to get all the gear. So the fact that the only way to get certain things was to get to the extended part of the mission. The fact that there was a chance to get to the extended part and to get the gear as well and the loot drops, that was what I like. I mean, luckily for me, I loved the game so much at the time because it was obviously this was Xenoverse 1. This was the first one that came out, so it was so fun and such a brilliant game. And again, you can practice and lab your characters and combos and shit, but there's only so much that you can do in this game. And because of that reason, I'm gonna have to put it in the bottom tier because it was not a fun platinum because it was just praying that you would get the RNG essentially, and stuff like locked behind RNG, especially for platinum getters. It's just not fun. So I hate to see a game I just dumped a stupid amount of hours in right at the bottom, but it wasn't a very fun. I'll be completely honest. The second game, different story because they completely fixed and rectified all that stuff. So sorry, Xenoverse, but you're gonna have to. It's just no. You just have to stay in the bottom tier for that. So Star Wars, what was this? Fallen Order. I would say this was fun. It's kind of like a Souls game, I think. It's kind of classed as one, I believe. Obviously, in its own sort of way, because it's not made by From Software or whatever. But I would say that was fun, because, yeah, I think it was just for this game getting collectibles and just playing through the game and stuff. Yeah, because there was, there was collectibles and, the health upgrades and stuff. I would say that was fun. It wasn't very grindy, didn't kind of suck at all to do. So yeah, is it Fallen Order? I think it's Fallen Order. That can stay there. That's cool. That's a nice little spot for it. Gotham Knights. I actually really enjoyed this game. I don't think very many people agree with that, but platinum wise, there was a lot of collectibles. Like I remember I would just sit on my phone with a guide out and just like listen to music or watch videos just while for like checking where all these collectibles were, because there was so much. You had to get some the collectibles across the whole city, and there was no easy way to find out. You just kind of had to look up a guide. And games that I can kind of switch my brain off and just like collectible hunt, I'll be honest, like even if I switch my brain off and I'm doing something else or watching a video, it does very drag. And I did this in like a whole afternoon or something, or across a few. I did this across like a week. So I would say platinum experience, again, not on the game itself. I would say it was a bit. I'd say you did good. I'm torn between. I might actually have to demote that to a bit of a stinker. I can't lie, because yeah, I think it was mainly the collectibles. So if anything, it can stay at mid. Yeah, because mid tier is that's cool. That's fine. Mortal Kombat 11. Right, I might put this. I don't think I'm gonna worry about the order in which they go in. It's just whatever order they come up below. So I'm not gonna like if there's something ahead of another game, it doesn't mean it's higher than that. I'm just gonna chuck it in that tier because that's just a bit long. Mortal Kombat 11. See, again, one of those games I didn't really play a whole lot of. Sorry, no, I played a lot of it. I just don't remember a lot of the stuff on it. I suppose that was fun. Don't think there was. I should probably bring up the trophy guides, to be honest, because and just give them a skim, because it's not really entertaining because I don't remember much. I would just put it in that was fun, because nothing's standing out to me that was really annoying. Because I'm the things that were annoying the most will stand out to me, I'm pretty sure. So, Mortal Kombat 11, yeah, that was fun. Or I might even put you did good, because Mortal Kombat 1 is a lot better than 11. Yeah, we'll put it in mid tier, I think. Yeah, cool. It can go there. I might check the trophy guide and skim it and change some stuff, but yeah, we'll stick with that. Deadpool, great game, very fun game. I'm gonna say that for every game, because every game I platinum is good enough for me to platinum it. So I love all these games in a way. But in terms of the trophies, Deadpool had a very jarring, because you had to do the game on like the hardest mode afterwards, and I died so many times doing this, and especially in the last stage. Oh my goodness! So I might say bit of a stinker, because the hard mode was actually a bit annoying. Like if you got caught lacking, then it was literally game over. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in bit of a stinker. Yeah, first bit of a stinker category for Deadpool. Yeah, because I'm trying to remember the grief it put me through. But yeah, we'll put that in stinker. Dead Space. Oh god, this was annoying, because do you know what? I'm gonna put this in. You did. Yeah, definitely you did good, because I'm not associating the word with fun with this game, because the hardest, I think, again, one of those games where you got to do the hardest difficulty. One of the difficulties was you could, like, as soon as you see it would go in a bit of a stinker, but because it's here, when you do the hardest difficulty, I think when you die, you reset the whole game. But there's a way to bypass that by like closing the game before that happens. Like you can literally pause the game as soon as you think you're gonna die, or even as Isaac's like about to be killed, or if he's in the death animation. I think you can kind of get away with it if you close the game and then just load it up, because you can only there's no auto saves, no checkpoints. It's only the save stations. So when you reload it, it will just reload you at a save station. So if that wasn't the case, if I couldn't just like you can kind of cheese it. So if you couldn't cheese it, then it would be in stinker. But I'm gonna put it in you did good, because yeah, just about above a stinker, because the game's great. Again, doesn't mean anything, but it's just, yeah. One of my most recent platinums, RE2. Now I'm not gonna lie, these games can be really tough in the hardcore, and I've only recently, I'm kind of like I'm actually now trying to get all the platinums for the RE games, because I've just had this recent I don't even know what the right word is, but the recent motivation to just play them all. I played RE2 again out of nowhere. I just felt like playing a zombie game after a while of not playing one, and I played RE2 and it just put me in a huge RE mood. So I've just been playing and getting all there's probably a few more RE games in here, but this put me in a RE marathon mood, I suppose you could say. I'm currently playing through 3. I've recently played 5 with a friend. I'm playing RE6 with a friend as well currently. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more of those added to my platinums fairly soon. So in terms of RE2 though, which is very recent, so this is very fresh in my mind, this experience, I would say you did good. I would say that was fun, because I'll be honest, I had the rocket launcher, because it would have been way lower if I didn't have the deluxe edition add-on, whatever, where you can have the rocket launcher, so you got infinite ammo straight away, which I only did when I had to do the hardcore run, because I'm sorry, but I couldn't be asked, because when you, yeah, it's long. You have to do, there's so much thought that has to go into it, and you can't just be careless, so you've got to be very calculated. So because I'd had that little cheesy weapon, I would say that was fun, because it was quite fun to run around the whole RPD just blowing people up with a freaking RPG. That was fun. So that in itself obviously added to the platinum experience, because doing the when I first glossed over the trophy list for this game, when it was like you had to take a certain amount of steps and stuff like that, and to get the S ranks, you need to beat the game in like an hour and a half or something like that, depending on whose run you do. So yeah, when I saw that, I was like, ain't no way. I think when I first bought the game, I saw that, I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. That is long. But it's actually not as bad if you can just, when you know what to do and you just power through the game, then it's kind of chill. So yeah. So this is going to be quite funny, because this is where you kind of see the range of games I play. Because a game like Ultra Despair Girls, Danganronpa's in here. This is like the only Danganronpa game I played. I've heard my brother's played the actual Danganronpa games, but this was like a shooter, an actual Danganronpa shooter game, which was like these high school girls who are just, yeah, they're like survivors because of this big apocalypse or something. I can't even remember what happens a lot, to be honest. Like there's like their whole world's taken over by like the bear, Danganronpa bear. I forget his name. And there's like, yeah, they're just robots running around. You can shoot them and stuff. It was quite cool, quite a fun game. Don't even know what made me want to play it. I think I saw my brother playing it. I just thought that's quite cool, and the platinum wasn't even that bad. It was quite chill. So I would say that was fun. Yeah, it was a fun game. I think it was just platinums. I think it was just play the game, do some collectible stuff, and it was kind of chill. It was a really old game. I think it was actually a PSP game. So yeah, that was fun. One of my favorite games of all time, Persona 5. I think this is OG P5, so this is actually so different than Royal in terms of experience, because the calendar year, there's less times to do stuff, because Morgana won't stop fucking screeching down your ear saying you need to sleep during the evening, but the game gives you more freedom in Royal. So this, like it's the same situation with Xenoverse. I enjoyed, because I love the game so much, and I was just plowing through it because I was just in, the Persona 5 mood set. And yeah, I just remember doing about, I can't remember how many runs I did of this game. I think I did a couple runs, and it's kind of mad because I think it was like 500 hours I got, it was something stupid like that. But thinking about it now, in this situation, like in this moment, I'd say I would put that in no, because you have to be so meticulous and so precise, because if you mess up once, you got to do a whole run of this game again if you miss something. And that could be like the confidence as well. Yeah, like if you didn't do all the confidence, it's just so much that, like, you, especially for OG P5, like the first version of P5 that came out. I would, yeah, I'm sorry. In terms of platinum, no, do you know what? I'll say, I'm torn now. It's a bit of a stinker. Yeah, I'll say a bit of a stinker. It's not bad. It's not the worst, because you just kind of have to be careful, because you can't do everything in one run, which is really annoying. You can do that in Royal, but I think bare minimum, I think you need to do like 2, maybe 3 Royal. Like I suppose the third run can come into play if you're not careful in your second run. So I'd say a bit of a stinker. So that seems like a nice little spot there. The Wolf Among Us, in terms of platinum experience, I'd say that was fun. It's a Telltale game, really. Great game. Sequel's coming out soon. It's been so long since the first one came out, so yeah, that'd be cool. Same with Batman, Telltale game. Yeah, that was fun. Not really much to it, like especially this game. I think there's a few other things you need to do in this one, like get certain alternate paths. For Batman, you just gotta play the game. So I don't even know if that's worthy to put it in Mayo tier because it's kind of nah, that's like proper sort of throwaway games. Um, Another fairly I wouldn't say really recent, but Sparking Zero. Where do I put you? I might even have to put that in a bit of a stinker, because like if you played the game a lot of time after it had come out, it probably would have been fine because they had to tweak some like mission conditions that you had to meet. But this game, there was certain like alternate paths you had to unlock, which I think were contributing to the platinum, and it just the game had unrealistic like conditions to meet, like beating the enemy in a certain amount of time, which was just the time to do it in was ridiculous because the AI could just it counted everything, and the game's all about timing and stuff like that, which is you're against a computer, so they're gonna because it's a harder difficulty, they're always just gonna time everything like perfectly. So I will put that in a bit of stinker because that alone was kind of shit. Fun, brilliant game, fun playing, a fun game to play. Sorry, with your friends as well, but I'm sorry that has to go down here for that reason because that game gave me grief. I was screaming and shouting on my TV trying to get those trophies, just the ones where you had to meet certain conditions. But yeah, so that can go there. A Way Out, go ahead. I'm trying like to be honest, I'm trying to divide the experience from the game to the platinum. I did this with a friend. Getting trophies with friends, I'll be honest with you, is so much fun to do when you're not when you don't do it alone. When you got someone else to do it with, it makes for it's so much more fun, especially the very boring mundane trophies like grinding and like collectibles and all that stuff. But every trophy you can get in this game you can do. Well, you need to play the game with someone else anyway, so I would say the platinum experience was so fun. The friend I played it with, it was great, fun game to do. All the trophies on. I think there was one part where you had to like play basketball against each other, and there's what was it? You have to like ride a swings. There's like a little brief part where you go to like a park. So yeah, that was great game. Origami. Oh, it's been a while since I played this game. I think it's probably gonna go here. You did good, cause the game was fun. Was a bit. I can't remember if it was a bit clunky because they made two. They made another one which is actually right here, which I might just. Can I move that forward? Yeah, we'll do that one right after. Origami. You can play this game co-op too, so I think I might have played this with a friend. I actually met the developer who made this game because it was when I was in college and we went to a big like convention, and I met the guy, the lead developer of the indie team that made this game, and I thought this is such a cool, sick concept, and yeah, it made me want a game. I think I pre-ordered this maybe, or I bought it as soon as it came out anyway, and I played it with a friend who I actually went. The friend I went to the convention with, I met the developer with, and we both played the game. So because we were like, yeah, this is sick. We need to play this together, and that's what we did. So I don't think it was very grindy. I don't think there was much to sort of. I'd say that was fun. Yeah, I don't remember there being a very when there's like, I think you had to get like the highest rank in the chapters. So when you had to try and like, because it's a stealth game, because you like want to speed run it, because you want to also complete the game like the chapters as fast as possible when after you've already beaten the game. That can be a bit annoying because it's designed to be a stealth game. It's not really designed to be sped run, or played quickly anyway. Because you gotta wait for people to be in certain positions and take them out and shit. So I would say that was fun because nothing's really jumping out to me that was very unfun. As for the second game, I remember there being a bit of, because this game was so broken on release. There was so many glitches and stuff in terms of like some of the movement. The game had advanced so much more, which I didn't really think they could do to such an extent. But I would say it did good. I think it was a bit less fun for the trophies anyway to get compared to the first game. So yeah, I'm gonna put that there because it was, again, I played it with the same friend I played the first one with. I just remember it being a bit annoying because it was a bit clunkier, and it was a bit because I played it on release and it was a bit clunky and a bit janky, but it wasn't all that bad. I don't think. I think there was something with the boss at the end that I kept having issues with, but again, because you're trying to just grind all the trophies after you've beaten the game, you just want to do it as fast as possible, and that might have been why. Dead Island, I think this is 1, maybe Riptide. This is back in the PS3 era, man. Dead Island, I would say, because this game was this game had some glitches with its trophies, and that'll probably be the same case with some of the other Dead Island games, some of the older Dead Island games on here. I would say a bit of a stinker, annoyingly, because my experience with this game, I believe it was this one. I think it's this one or Riptide. There was just a leveling up trophy to get to the max level, and there was no like strategy or method to do it. You just kind of had to. No, sorry, no, I'm getting mixed up with Riptide. I'd say a bit of a stinker because, or maybe, I'd say no. I'd say a bit of a. I don't. Oh, I'm getting a bit torn now. I might leave it here for now. When I've got the other Dead Island on here, I might make some adjustments, but yeah, I think it was this one where you had to, so you had to complete the first chapter with all the characters in the game, and I think there was like four, yeah, I think it's the main four characters, or five actually, maybe, I'm not sure, no, four, and you had to do the first chapter with all of them, which was a bit annoying, because there's actually quite a lot to do in the first chapter, and it got like, I don't know, it got a bit tiresome having to do the same first whole part of the game, or the first whole chapter with all of those characters. So I'd say it's not a very long chapter, not a very long first chapter, but then you got the little tutorial bit as well. I'd say a bit of a stinker. No, I'm gonna put it. You did good. Yeah, I'll put it here because I think Riptide's gonna be a bit of a stinker, to be honest. I'd say that was mid tier. Yeah, we'll leave that there for now. Spider-Man, Spooderman, Miles Morales. I would say that was fun. Honestly, I think all of the Spider-Man games will probably be in this tier. They're all very just fun. I wouldn't go as far as to put them in goated, but I would say they're all very fun games, very platinum-friendly games to get trophies for. Because, I mean, I think the longest, most sort of time-consuming part of the Spider-Man game platinums is definitely probably the collectibles, and they're all located on the map. You can just sort of, you can just bring up the map and just find where they are, go where they are, and then they're all very, very chill, very smooth. They're not, terrible, and they're not. I wouldn't say, again, I won't put it in the top tier because they're fun and very smooth, chill experiences for getting the trophies on. And I can probably imagine that the other Spider-Man games will probably be in this tier as well because I have done the first game and the second game too. So next on the list we had Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare. I think this was a PS3 game that I played. Yeah, this was on PS3. Plants vs Zombies, they had two of these games, and I did get platinums for both of them. In terms of where I would put it, I would say these were fun. I don't think these are very grindy games. I actually enjoyed this game way more than I thought I would. They're very fun multiplayer games. They are, I think, solely multiplayer games, so most of those trophies will be multiplayer related. But yeah, I don't really have too much to say about this game. Don't really remember a whole lot. I mean, I say that it was kind of, it's pretty much like very similar to the second game. So comparing that from the second game, I think I could probably safely say these will both be in this tier because they were fun games to play, and all the different heroes and all the different characters, or should I say, were very fun. And I must admit the zombies were the more fun side to play as because they were just really cool and very fun to play as. Shout out to the foot soldier, he was the GOAT. Sweet, cool. So that was fun. I feel like this tier is going to be beefed out a lot. So moving on, BioShock 2 Remastered. BioShock 2, this game, love this game. Great game. I think it might have to be my favorite BioShock, if I'm being completely honest. Infinite was really good though as well. Like, actually surprised me with how good that game was because it wasn't based on the ground like the first two games were. It was all based in the sky. In terms of where I would put it, that was fun. I think the only thing that is the only thing between this tier and the GOATed tier, I would say that if I have to replay the game a lot of times, then it will be the deciding factor on where it goes in the tier list. Because the more I play a game, don't get me wrong, if I love the game and I'll play it a lot, then sure. But if I have to keep playing it, it kind of doesn't make it as special, if you know what I mean. Having to replay the same game, like, unless you actually want to. But if I'm trying to grind for trophies and things like that, and collectibles or things that I missed, or a certain difficulty you need to do the whole game in, because like RE2 probably would have been in GOATed, but because you have to play that game literally like 4 or 5 times, and that goes for most of the RE games, and I do understand they're short games, but that not a huge fan of that, having to replay a game so many times for like certain trophies. Like it's so refreshing, especially obviously it's more present in open world games where you can just do everything in the open world rather than having to replay the game. That's why Elden Ring, for example, anyway, you only really have to play that game once, and you don't even have to if you know what you're doing and you can cover your bases for all the missables and stuff, then cool. But I don't really personally do that because I just like to go into the experience of the game just blind and just enjoy it for what it is, and then do all the trophy stuff afterwards. Because it's a bit annoying having to, when you're first playing your first run of the game and you have to keep flicking to guides and stuff, and I just think that's a bit shit. It's a bit boring. So Bioshock 2 is happily going to stay on here because I think I did have to replay the game. I think I only had to do it once, but it is a long game. But I wouldn't really like fault it for that. So I would. It doesn't really belong in Goated, in my opinion. It was still a very fun game to platinum. So Xenoverse 2. As opposed to the first Xenoverse, this was a way more fun experience to get the trophies for because they didn't have the same RNG problems that they did in the first game. I might even go as far as to put it in goated because again, even if although the moves and super attacks and stuff were so grindy to get, at least you were guaranteed to get them if you did the right thing. So I might have to put that in goated because I really did enjoy this. I still love this game to this day. Like it's crazy how they're still dropping DLC for it and stuff. So yeah, I just love this game. The combat was way more improved. The game is just so much. It's 10 times more better than the first game. They improved so much and made it so much more playable and combo friendly and so much more fluid. So yeah, because of the fluidity that they put in this game and the way it's just, I'm gonna put it in goated because I had such a fun time, even if it was just grinding many hours, getting all the abilities and the attacks and stuff. I could still, that gave me because the roster is huge, so it gave me an opportunity to actually learn those characters and so forth. My name is Mayo 2, or I am Mayo, whatever the hell these games are called. Goated. Obviously, of course it's got to go Mayo tier. Again, all platinum achievers most of the time will have these trophies. They're just easy platinums. My name is Mayo. Yeah, that's why I've got a whole dedicated tier. It's not like down here because it's bad. It's just got its own tier because they're just throwaway games to get platinums on, and they eventually kind of capitalized on that because they actually added like a story, I think, in the third one. But yeah, it's good. Just Mayo's got its own tier. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, goated. It's going straight up there. I think most of the Ratchet and Clank games are pretty chill. I've got Deadlocked here because I think there was some grindy and because it was a much older Ratchet and Clank game. I think there was some grindy bits in it. Again, I played it a long time ago. But Rift Apart, I remember just having so much fun. I don't think I even used the guide or anything. I just played the game normally. They all had very, again, trophy friendly achievements or platinum friendly achievements to get. Just play the game for what it is and just it's absolutely brilliant game. I think there was one particular level where it's like this huge map and you got to go and either destroy nests or you have to go and collect. I can't remember what it was exactly, but there was a big map and you had to go and do something, and even that was a very chill experience. But that game, beyond fun, so good to get the platinum on that game. Ark Survival Evolved. Now, this is a funny one because I dumped an absurd amount of hours into this game, and it was mainly with friends of mine as well. But if you play this game legit to get all the trophies, it is so grindy to get. And I did play this game legit most of the time. Well, yeah, all the hours I have in this game, I played the game legit with like friends and stuff. However, it's like having another job, having to grind and do stuff in that game. And we played on obviously public servers at first. Most of the time we played the game, and we just we'd be settled in and make our base and stuff. And then after like a time when you get all comfortable, there's always those people who come along and just raid you and destroy your bases and stuff. And there was a bit of a looping cycle a few times, and then we eventually wanted to get like a private server, which we did, and that was fun for a bit, but it got kind of boring because there was no one in the server except us, so we kind of missed the public server kind of aspect. And then but you can actually getting back to the actual platinum that I got for the game. Great game. Community was very toxic and kind of shit in that way, but you can actually get the game through like cheats and stuff. You can use codes, which I ended up doing like years after. I just thought, you know what, I think I just happened to look it up. Because I was quite close to. No, that's a lie. I wasn't close to getting the platinum because most of them you have to like beat the bosses and stuff. But I keep yapping. I do apologize, but yeah. Anyway, I use cheats for this one because you could literally spawn. You could just spawn to the. You can type in the coordinates and stuff to where you need to spawn and beat the bosses and things. And I just did that because I mean, I'll be honest. I felt like I deserved that. I put like easily 1,000 hours into this game, and I did try and play it legit, but yeah, it's just you can use cheats and it still allows you to get the platinum. So I would say because of that, it's just a bit of a stinker. Do you know what? Even if you did do this legit, which again takes so damn yeah. Do you know what? This I'm gonna put this in now. Typically because the like general experience of this game probably is just so grindy, and even though I use cheats and things, I can imagine doing it legit is just yeah, it's long grindy process. Moving on. That was a lot of yapping. I apologize, but again, yes. Moving on. Spider-Man. Yeah, that was fun. Or actually, yeah, I'd say that was fun. Again, same reason as Miles Morales, same sort of stuff. Let's put that right next to Miles Morales. Yeah, same sort of reason, really. Yeah, very chill, very smooth experience to get the platinum for. Minecraft. This is quite a funny story because I actually looked up on before I wanted to make this video. I went to the PSN profiles and I found out, or I kind of forgot. So I found out again that this was actually my first platinum to get in any game was Minecraft on the PS3, and it was just kind of cool to think about that because I did play Minecraft with friends. Yeah, Minecraft is Minecraft, man. I mean the amount of updates that they've got now. I played this when it kind of came out, or maybe a bit of time after it came out on console, and it was such a fun time. Just all the sort of all the stuff leading up to just killing the Ender Dragon and just all those all this stuff before with the Ender Dragon. I'm fumbling my words now. When the game first came out, that set of trophies was so fun. I don't know what the trophies are like now because they've got so many different updates. The game is so different now. But back when it came out on console, the first set of trophies they released is what I'm trying to say, sorry, was fun and so chill, and you could just play the game ordinarily. I think the only kind of grindy one was, what was it? I don't even know, actually. No, I wouldn't say any of this was grindy. Just playing the game, just trying to get to the Ender Dragon and slay it. Cool. Brilliant. Fun experience. Great. I think I actually did this on, because when I was bringing up all my trophies, I have this game platinumed on PS3, PS4, and PS5. Because that's how much I enjoyed doing it on this game. I can't really play Minecraft these days because I've played it so much over my lifetime. It's just hard for me to enjoy that game because it's just I don't know. I played it so much. I just I'd rather play other games. So God of War Ragnarok, goated, absolutely brilliant. The only thing I was sort of factoring in was that I might demote it down to a tier because of the Valkyries and stuff, I think in Ragnarok it was I forget their names, what the heck. It's been a while since I've done the Ragnarok one, but if I put the difficulty and the raging and stuff aside from the hard bosses, when I actually think back to it, I put so many hours, especially in the first game, fighting Sigrun. I think Sigrun was in the first one, I think it was Gunnar in the second game. I'd spent ages trying to beat that boss just like anyone else would, but when I think back to it, at this very point, it was a very fun, and it's same with Elden Ring. I've got videos on my channel with the Elden Ring bosses of me screaming and shouting, and although there's proof of me just being visibly so mad and raging, it was just thinking about it now. It's just so fun, and it's a very you just feel so achieved when you finally beat the boss that you've been trying to same goes for God of War as well. When you've been trying to fight a boss for so long and you finally do it just off your own back, it's just the most rewarding feeling. So yeah, God of War Ragnarok is going to be in goated because it was a very fun, has collectibles, but I love the game enough for it to be a very chill and smooth experience. And I kind of got most of those because you can listen to the actual sounds of the ravens, and then whenever you see them, you destroy them. So I think a lot of them done, so I didn't have to do too much backtracking. It was a bit annoying trying to get to old areas that I thought were closed off, but luckily this game never did that. And again, goes back to my point about having to replay the game. So if you don't have to replay the game, it does really affect my scoring for the tier on the game for the platinums. But luckily, you can just backtrack a lot of stuff, and I absolutely love it, and I can't express how much I love it when games do that. So, Astrobot Playroom, very fun, very cool. I think most people will probably say this is more like a very fun, a very chill platinum to get. It's so cool playing this game. It just has you reminiscing about all the stuff, all the old, consoles and all the cool gaming references and console references they have in this game. And it's a very short game, very fun, and I think any PlayStation player should have this game platinumed and get the trophies for it because it's just so easy and so fun to do. Moving on to God of War. This is the first one. I actually played this on PS5 through the PlayStation emulator, PS3 emulator thing. Oh, see, this game gave me grief because the game is quite old. It didn't hesitate to make one of the last levels pretty tricky, like the Hades level in the underworld, and then there's the trial. I think the trial of the gods or whatever it was. That shit was so grueling. That was a grueling process. I might have to put that in bit of a stinker because I love the God of War franchise. Played a good chunk of the games. But there was something about this. I think one of the Trial of the Gods ones, I struggled so much. Now, see, I don't want to dog too many games on, like, for their difficulty, but I would say, do you know what? It can probably go in. You did good, kid. No, do you know what? I've a part of me has just got that weird grudge against it because that Trial of the Gods and the Hades level was ridiculously like difficult. It didn't need to be that difficult, so I'm gonna put it in a bit of a stinker because that stuff was just a bit. Do you know what? No, you did good. I'd say mid tier because majority of the game is good. It's just those other little two trophies for that game that kind of stick it down. So I'm not gonna put it down to because I need to start like comparing. Like if I'm struggling to place it on a certain spot on the tier list, then I need to compare it to the other stuff that it's in the same tier with, which I sort of only just realised I should do now. But I would say, but then again, it doesn't really compare to these games either. No, yeah, that does seem like very like Sparking Zero and P5 levels. So you can go there, God of War. I had mixed opinions, but I'm pretty dead certain you're sitting there now. This weird game called Gisei, I think it's another it was a game that was really cheap. I think it was like just under a quid, very cheap, and it's just one of those easy games to get. I honestly just skipped all the dialogue just to get the platinum. It's just what can you do? It's just one of those trophies. So it's gonna go in Mayo tier because it is just one of those easy Mayo tier games. Hole Digging Master. I did this one fairly recently actually. I think I got it on both versions of the game. This was quite fun to get. Like actually it's not one of those, like, judging from the little picture here and like the gameplay, you'd think it's like a Mayo game or one of those really easy platinums to get, but it actually took a good few hours. I can't remember how many exactly, but it took a good few hours to actually get on that, and it's really fun. It's got a cool story. It's literally what it says on the tin. Like you're just digging a hole and you come across all these cool treasures and caves, and yeah, fun game. And there's not really much I can say. There's not much to it. It's just digging a big hole, and it was so satisfying getting each of the upgrades to like be able to dig the holes faster and bigger and stuff. So it's just one of those like tickles your kind of brain sort of games where the more upgrades you get, the more efficiently you can play the game. So next game, Ratchet and Clank 2018. I can't remember if this is. I don't know when this game came out, but I'm gonna put this in goated. This was a fun game. I don't think I had to replay the game. I might have actually had to replay the game, but this was the first game that came out on PS4. First Ratchet and Clank game that came out on PS4, and I pre-ordered this in a heartbeat because I've been playing these games for so long now. Same for Rift Apart, really. Just play the game how it is and look at the trophies, and you can pretty much get them. So, yeah, great. Damn, this is really beefing up the tier list now that we're getting more on here. I have to keep scrolling down. Goated, yeah, fun game, and yeah, typical Ratchet and Clank experience. So. Brilliant game to get the platinum for. P4 Golden, very grindy game, very 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 grindy game, but I love this game to absolute bits. So it didn't really. I played this game so much when I first got it, and then I stopped for the longest time. I pretty much had all the trophies except from it was the Rise quote lines during the fights, and I think it was another one that I missed and I had to replay the whole game for, and I just at the time I'd already played it like twice, and I was like I can't firm playing another playthrough because as everyone knows, an average playthrough on any Persona game is like 50 to 100 hours. So even speedrunning it still takes so damn long. And I stopped playing it for the longest time, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna do. I think I had a profile which had like half of the game left to complete, and I managed to do it in that half. And I had to fight Margaret, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I came back to doing this game after not playing it for so long. It probably felt like years actually, or maybe a year. I don't know. But I finally came back to it and I finished it up, and I'm so glad I did because I really wanted to get the platinum for this game because it was an amazing game. So I'd have to put that in goated because just enjoying the game, you can kind of get a good chunk of them, but then you have to kind of be a bit. Do you know what? Might demote it. No, I'm gonna keep it in goated. Because I actually had to follow a whole guide, especially for the confidants as well. Because I really didn't. I could have done it on my own, but I was just so worried about messing it up because I didn't want to have to replay the game again. That's the only thing about the Persona games. But because I love this game so much, most of the trophies were really chill to get. But it's just the other grindy ones, and one of them that I used the guide for the confidants because I just again really wanted to be sure that I got that. And then the rest of them you can kind of just do on your own. Again, they're just really grindy to do. So that was the only kind of meticulous one or finicky one, whatever, to get. Was the confidant ones. Resale line one was quite annoying as well, but I mean I was actually kind of chill thinking about it now. So cool. P4's up there. Mayo 3, same as Mayo 2. So yeah, that was when they kind of I started to integrate a bit of a story into the game, which is quite funny and it caught me off guard really. So yep, Mayo tier game. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I don't really recall. I might have to put that in. That was a goated experience. I really love this game. Visuals are brilliant. I don't really think there was much to. Not much grindy stuff I can think of for Kakarot. The open world stuff was a bit whatever. Obviously, it's mainly about the combat and the fighting. But yeah, I mean, I don't have too much to say about that one. That was a fun game to get. So very chill, very smooth, and. Nothing really stands out to me on this one, so I'm gonna probably demote that to that was fun. No, do you know what? You can go there. Yeah, no, that can stay there because that was a pretty chill and fun game to get a platinum for. Elden Ring Night Rain. It's going straight up here. Works next to Elden Ring. This was probably one of my last 5 platinums I got. Again, same as sort of Elden Ring really. The new it felt like. It felt weird playing this game at first. It felt so out of the ordinary because when I first heard about what they did to this game, I wasn't too on board with it. But then I actually just started to realize that this is still just really like Elden Ring, but a much more sort of faster paced version. And the bosses were really cool, and yeah, Platinum was very fun as well. It was just kind of down to chance for certain things to happen throughout your each run, like the raids and things. So yeah. Night Rain is definitely going to go up there next to Elden Ring because, I mean, I don't think it was as fun as Elden Ring itself, but it was still a very fun game to get, and it still felt like playing Elden Ring, just a much more faster paced version. So, Cat Quest. I think I got this game, I think it was on sale or something, and it kind of looked a bit fun, so I just thought I'd play it. How did I get it for free? I can't remember. But either way, I got the game, and I just thought, let's just play it I think just for a goof, just for a laugh. But it actually turned out to be quite a fun RPG sort of game. And there's not much to it really. It's just a big open map, and it's again one of those tickle your brain kind of like level up and experience. You level up, get stronger weapons to beat strong enemies, yada yada yada. I think they've made multiple of these games because they actually probably were a lot more successful than they realized. But I would say you did good because there's nothing too crazy about these, and it's not a bad platinum to get. They're just, yeah, just kind of mini RPGs. Very fun to get. Rewind or Die. This is one of those puppet combo games. I'm definitely going to be playing more. I played this on my channel, actually. What am I talking about? Yeah, these are I'd argue that they're almost Mayo tier games because the developers decided to make all the trophies like gold tier. So it's very easy to get the trophies on these games, but it's still it's like a mini horror experience. So it's still very fun. I'd have to put these in. That was fun. I wouldn't say it was just like goated, but yeah, very easy. I did it on both PS4 and PS5. There's 2 versions, which I kind of feel like the developers did on purpose. But hey ho, more platinums for us. Yeah, very fun horror game. I wish Sorry, not I wish, but I will be doing more horror games with, especially from Public Combo as well, because the whole like low quality VHS kind of style that they have in those games, very cool and very unique. They have loads of games too, which I'll probably be playing more of on the channel. But moving on, Marvel Rivals. I'm gonna slap that. Oh no, straight in goad. Yeah, because I mean I've been playing so much of this game. It's so fun. Honestly, it hasn't like sort of dipped down in how fun the game is. It's just still consistent, especially with the updates and the new heroes and stuff. But for the trophies anyway, yeah, man, just playing the game, just having fun, and the trophies aren't that hard to get. They can be if you're not as good as the game, I guess. But yeah, it's just I'm surprised of how much I love this game, because I did enjoy playing Overwatch, but I didn't stick with it. And then when I realized they were making basically an Overwatch version of Marvel, I was like, sign me up. I'm there for it. I'm all there, man. Very fun game to get the platinum for. So fun. All the trophies. The trophies almost felt like, again, having to play as all the characters and get all the achievements for the characters with their specific achievement trophies. Just made you play as more characters and expand your sort of roster of the characters you get to learn. So yeah, man, straight up there. Rematch. Now this is a recent platinum I've gotten as well. It's quite funny with this one because the trophies aren't very hard, aren't very long. Actually, very surprised how much I enjoyed this game. It's just they had a glitch trophy for the longest time that they just didn't fix until recently, where you have to reach a certain level cap. You have to get to level 10 and then level 30, but those trophies just wouldn't pop. And my friend had the same thing as well. And it was just left as like these two trophies that I had to get for the longest time, and it was driving me insane. But they finally fixed it. And I would say this game is so good and so fun, and playing it with your friends makes this experience like 100 times better. I'd say Rematch was goated. This game is so fun. It's made by the people who made Sifu, so it's just Sifu but football, and they got cool ass mechanics and tricks you can do. And again, playing it with friends, but you can just assist each other. It's so fun, and it's easier to get those trophies with friends, obviously, because you're all on a team, so you can coordinate and talk and stuff. So yeah, that game was so fun. I actually am surprised with how many games I've got up here. But the thing is, these are very fun games to get the platinums for. Some people might see that like they're too like long or too jarring or too grindy. But again, like I've said before, you can kind of say you've played the game to the fullest if you get all the trophies on it. So next game, Dead Island 2. It's quite funny that the Rematch and Dead Island 2 are together on this tier list, or down here anyway, because this game had a similar issue than Rematch, where except the trophy happened uniquely for me, where I reached like the maximum level or whatever, the maximum level, which I think was level 30, and it just wouldn't pop for me. And it was quite funny because they didn't fix it for the longest time. Again, same sort of thing with Rematch. And it's funny, I kept coming back to the game, just logging into the game to see if the trophy was fixed, and it would pop, and it didn't work for the longest time, I remember. And then I think I just left it for a while, kind of just gave up, and then I came back and it finally... No, actually, sorry, before that, I actually played the game again on another profile, and it's not easy. It's quite grindy to get... you can get like a good chunk. I think you can get to like level 25 or something, but then and onward is like really grindy to do. So I did the whole leveling up thing to the max level on another profile, and it still didn't pop. And it was cool and kind of fun because it was there's unique characters that you can play as, and they all have different abilities and stuff, but it's not too different. It doesn't really change the overall experience. But I did do that on I think it was the guy called Ryan, the firefighter guy. I did it on Bruno on the first one. And yeah, it didn't pop. And I had to just keep coming back to the game, and honestly, I was so happy when I finally logged into the game, because it was the one trophy. Again, I just hate when there's always just like that one trophy that is just stopping you from getting the platinum. And I finally logged on one day, and they just happened to fix it, and it finally popped, and I was over the moon. So, I'll put that in. I would say that was fun. That was a very fun game to get the platinum for. I'll be honest. That whole issue, uniquely that happened to me, is probably the only thing stopping me from putting it in goated, because I had to just keep. Yeah, it was just a very annoying process. It doesn't really. I'm not dogging on the game at all. The game is still fun to do on, but yeah. Jedi Survivor. Where have I got Fallen Order? I'm going to put you in the same tier as the first game, because I don't know if... the only thing that stands out to me the most in this game was that damn frog. There's a frog boss fight, because the frogs are in the first game, the big... something beginning with O, I think. But yeah, there's like a frog boss in the second game. Like, it was the only one in the game that came back, and I feel like they just cranked that shit up to the highest in terms of difficulty, and that shit was so hard. That frog was so hard to beat. And then there was the whole the is it the Rancor? There's like you go into these simulated like areas like in Cal's mind, and you fight like two Rancors or something. And those two boss fights stick out to me the most in this game. Those are the only annoying things you have to do. You have to complete the mines simulation things, whatever they're called. But Jesus Christ, they were so annoying and so hard to do. But aside from that, same as the first game, really. I don't think the second game's anywhere near it, because these are Souls games. I think I said that about the first one in the first part. But it's just, yeah, it's like a Souls game, and they really cranked it up another notch in Survivor. But yeah, great game, so fun. That fight with Vader as well, and when they kind of just out of nowhere just show you can fight as the other lady. I forget her name. The sort of the one with like the shaved head. Yeah, great game, and pretty fun plat. So next game, Revenant, Return of the Ashes. I can't remember what the rest of the title's called, but Revenant. This game's a bit weird. I would say you did good, kid, because it's not great and it wasn't terrible. I just remember there was a time where the map like changes. I think each time you load into one of the levels, the map's different every time. And I think there was a collectible I had to get, which was quite annoying to have to do. But I wouldn't go as far as to say that was fun. I played this with friends, and then all the rest of the trophies I got on my own. But yeah, it was. I've never really played a game like this, I don't think. Yeah, I don't have too much to say about it. I'm trying to remember some of the trophies to get. They're kind of just, whatever. But, yeah, I'm going to put that here. Because I felt that, again, that one trophy about the collectible you had to get, I think it was just some random thing you can find on the floor. I'm just trying to, that was the only thing that kind of sticks out to my mind. But, I went into this game just blind, and I think I played it with friends because it was on Plus one time. And I actually enjoyed that way more than I thought I would. And then they made another one as well, which I haven't played, but I don't know if I will play that or not. So, and the next game we have on the list is Tales from the Borderlands. Now, this is quite funny because I don't really play a whole lot of Telltale games. The only one on the list, well, in terms of the ones I've got on Platinum anyway, Batman's on here because it's pretty much just play the game. I think that was the same for this game, and there might have been a few, like, get an alternative sort of result in a game sort of trophy. I would probably put that in the same tier as this one. That was fun. Nothing really crazy to say about this one. It's just a Telltale game. I enjoyed this game. I haven't played the Borderlands games, but it was quite cool to get some lore insight into the characters. I don't know if they're actually in the Borderlands games or if this is like a unique experience of just a Telltale game. But yeah, same reason as the Batman one. Really, pretty fun. And yeah, not really much I can add to that. Next game, South Park and the Fractured But Whole. I will put that in the same as the first game. I think this had the same sort of situation going on with the collectibles, like getting the clothing. I think so anyway. These ones I did so long ago. But I don't even know which one I enjoyed the most, to be honest. I quite liked the whole wizards thing, but then when they introduced like superheroes and they changed, I was kind of frowned upon the whole combat system at first. How they changed how you had to move across like a big board on the game or the map or whatever. But it actually grew on me a lot, and I actually enjoyed this game for what it was, and it was really cool to see them all in different superhero costumes and stuff. But yeah, I think the last thing I remember on this game was fighting Morgan Freeman, which was really funny, like fighting him in the taco restaurant. And he was actually pretty tough, and of course it would be, it's Morgan Freeman after all. But yeah, that can sit happily in, that was fun. Persona 3 Reload, I wouldn't say it was fairly recent, but it was, I think, definitely probably this year. Or maybe last year, actually. End of last year, perhaps. Where can I put this one? Because these... Like, this... I don't enjoy... This is my least favourite Persona out of 3, 4, and 5. I would put that in that was fun. Because, I mean, as a Persona game, love them all to bits. But this is my least favourite one. And I was actually kind of blown away of how pretty the game looked and the graphics that they have in this. I basically want this, but for P5. Like, I know they're just milking that cow dry for P5, but if they could make the P5 in the style of, like, the graphic level of this game, that would be sick. And obviously we've all wanted that for P4 for the longest time, and it's finally happening. P4, I'm definitely going to be getting the platinum on that game. I think it's P4 Persona 4 I actually can't remember. Damn, that's embarrassing. I can't remember what the remastered title for that one was. It's not Rewinds. It's Jesus, I can't remember. I know it didn't make sense because it should have been Rewinds because of the whole TV stuff, but it wasn't. It was something else. That's really annoyed me now. Anyways, yeah, it was quite funny because the whole confidant again, like you have to get max out all the confidants. It's so funny because this game I think luckily I only had to do 2 runs. I did one just playing the game for what it was and getting as many trophies as I could, and then the second one was the cleanup. But I literally had one last day to do anything, to spend any time with anyone, and I think it was with Iga, so I had to do one more thing to level her up. And the last day, I only had 1 day, and then luckily she was there in the classroom, and I could rank her up and max her out, and that was the confidant trophy. I was so close to messing that one up. I didn't follow a guide for that one. I just devoted all the time I could to all the confidants, which I did because I thought that would have been enough. But I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be. It was on my second run as well, so you have all your. I think it makes more sense to do it on the second one, or you can only do it on the second run, I think, because you have to have your stats at certain levels for other confidants, like Yukari and Mitsuru. But just barely had to do that trophy, or got that trophy without having to do. And I don't think I would have probably gotten that platinum if I had to do the game again, because the second run was like I was still speeding through it, but yeah, it just barely got that one. Days Gone. That's probably going to go in goated, because one thing I loved about this game, and I don't think I've seen it very often, is that because the map is so big, obviously there's so many it's collectible trophies to get into this in this game, sorry. And this game had a trophy to get like 75% of them, so you didn't have to do all of them, which I thought was really cool. Because yeah, aside from that, it would have been very grindy having to get them all, but I love this game. Such a great game. I need to play the PS5 like remaster, whatever it's called, remake. Well, it's not a remake, but it's a remaster. Sorry. And yeah, I just that is one thing that sticks with me the most about this game, is that you don't have to get all the collectibles. You only have to get a good chunk of them, and I thought that was pretty dope. And aside from that, don't really think there's a whole lot to this game, but yeah, it just made the game so much more smoother to get the platinums for. Okay, next game, P5 Royal. Let's find where I'm gonna put this in goated. And the reason why is because obviously you can do, I think you can pretty much do everything in one run. They tweaked this game and just basically fixed everything. Similar to, what was the other? I said the same thing about a different game. Which one was that? Oh, Xenoverse, yeah. So they pretty much gave this the Xenoverse treatment. This was just, everything was just, yeah, you could do stuff more free. You had more time to do stuff, and it just made getting the trophies for this game so much smoother. Like, I remember getting the platinum for this game and thinking, wow, that was just so much easier and so much smoother than that. I would say this was a goated experience for a trophy, because I got to play the game again. I got the excuse to play the game again. Oh yeah, and there was the added feature for the third semester. They added a whole semester, so you had another whole opportunity to clean up anything you wanted to do. So yeah, you were definitely able to do everything you could in this game, and all the new characters, the new content, amazing. I loved every second about getting this. Even though I've played this, like I've played Persona 5, the game itself, in whatever version of the game it is, I've played it so many times, and after I played it probably about the 4th time when I started this game, it was so much fun to see all the differences and all the stuff they changed as well playing throughout the game, because it is just basically the OG Persona 5 but with some extra stuff at the end. Yeah, brilliant, absolutely great. Black Ops 2. This is quite funny because I don't think I have any other COD games on here because they're just so grindy, so I don't really bother. But Black Ops 2, which I'm kind of in a way glad I have the platinum for this, because it is like one of my favorite Black Ops, or just one of my favorite COD games actually for that matter. But I would say I'm gonna put that in. I don't even know where to put this because there's a bit of a funny story behind this. I'm gonna put this in. Nah, And the reason why is because I'm pretty sure this is a very hard and grindy game to get the trophy with, the platinum, sorry. But the reason why I have this platinum is because, funny story, I joined I think it was a multiplayer game, and I joined the game and someone had either hacked or modded the lobby or whatever, and I was given a mod menu, and I was just going through it, just playing around with it, because I thought, I mean, why not? And I think I just saw an option about the trophies, like unlock all, and I think I clicked it, and it just gave me every trophy in the game, and it gave me the plat. So it's not even really, it's not even really much of a legit plat that I actually got myself. And the reason why I put it in now is because I think I've seen videos of people getting the plat for this game, and it is a very long and grueling and jarring process. So I'm just gonna assume it goes down there, but I'm only gonna mainly put it down there because I didn't really get this game legit. Do you know what? No, I'm gonna bump it up because still the game itself. Yeah, I don't even know where to put this because of the reason why I have the platinum. I'm just gonna chuck it in a bit of a stinker because I think it's a very jarring and annoying game to get the platinum for. So that's just that. Dying Light 1. I say yeah, Dying Light. Yeah, this is the only Dying Light game that's on here. The first one. Love this game. Just dumped a stupid amount of hours into it. I was go as far as I'm gonna put that in. That was fun. I would put that up here, but the trophy I was stuck on for pretty hilariously for years was I didn't have enough friends to play the game with to get the trophy where you had to have 3 people to beat like 5 missions with. So it's again another funny story with this platinum. I had gotten pretty much all of the platinums. I had all the trophies, and then there was that one trophy that I was stuck on for the longest time, and I just kind of came to terms with the fact I couldn't get it because I didn't have enough people that I knew at the time who played the game that was willing to play, the game for a fair bit to get 5 missions done with it. And again, I just one day, years after I gave up, I just thought, do you know what? I'm just gonna go on Discord and just see if there's a place, a community of people who still play this game. And I just happened to get in contact with someone, and I think a different friend of mine. I played it with one friend, and I played it with a different friend like years after. And I was like, do you know what? While we're playing the game again, I thought I'd ask someone on Discord, and I actually managed to get in contact with someone and do this trophy and get the plat while I'd been replaying the game with a different friend of mine all this time after. And yeah, that all worked out and I got it. So that was pretty cool, and I'm so glad I did because I love this game, and it was eating away at me that I had one trophy left in this game to get the platinum for, and I finally got it after all that time. So yeah, pretty weird story behind that, but that's how that goes. Last of Us Part 2. I don't actually think I have the first Last of Us on here, but I would say that was fun. Only reason why I wouldn't put it in GOAT, game's absolutely amazing, but I would put that in here, in this tier, because the collectibles were a bit annoying. It was a bit of a jarring process to get the collectibles. I remember that much, but aside from that, I don't think this game has like difficulty related trophies. Pretty chill, I think, if I recall correctly. Smooth experience getting it. It was just the collectibles. There's just so many chapters and so many collectibles to get. It was a bit of a grueling process, so I'm gonna stick that game in this tier. I think we got some duplicates because these are, I was supposed to get rid of these, but these are the other platform versions. Can I just? Is there a way for me to just get rid of this? I'm going to just stick it down here because it's just the PS5 or the PS4 version of the game. Obviously, Xenoverse is already on here. It's goated. So yeah, we're just... there might be a few of those, annoyingly, on here. This is the Before the Storm, Life is Strange. I'm going to put that with the other ones because, same reason as the other ones. You did good. They're not amazing. They're not really crap or like really terrible plans to get. They're just kind of whatever. So they can stick in mid tier. Undertale. I forgot I actually had this platinum. Excuse me. I don't like. I know this game's good. I know a lot of people love this game, but it wasn't crazy for me. It was just kind of whatever. So I'm gonna put that in probably the mid tier. Yeah, it was. You did good. I don't think it was. It's not a very long game, and it's not a very long platinum to get. So I wouldn't say it was great or bad. So that I can just kind of sit in mid tier, I suppose. A lot of the ones I'm kind of unsure about will probably be in this tier because it's like they're not terrible, but they're not great. Dead Islands Definitive Edition. What Dead Island do I already have on here? Oh, that was the PS3 one. So it shouldn't really be here, to be honest, because I think that's just the PS4 version. I think it's kind of the same sort of reason. Let me let's just chuck that down there, shall we? Man Eater, I think this game's called. This was fun. I would actually put this in. This was fun. I don't think it was a bit grindy, but I mean that comes with any game that you get the platinum for. But nothing was too crazy about this game in terms of difficulty. It was actually it was one of those ones I just saw in the catalog, the free catalog, with the membership you have, the PlayStation membership, and I just thought I'd play the game. I thought, oh, the trophies aren't too bad to get. Why not? Yeah, and I'd say it's quite fun. Very unique game. Like you can just eat people and other fishes and stuff. And again, another tickle your brain kind of ones where you just have to level up to eat bigger fish and get to bigger levels. And it was actually quite a cool game, to be fair, to play as a shark. Like you don't really get that very often in games, is to play as an actual shark. So that was cool. Spider-Man 2. Trying to get up here. Where's Spider-Man? There you are, Miles Morales. Yeah. Same as again, all the Spider-Man games are kind of similar. So great game, loved it. Bit shorter than I expected, because being the sequel where it had both of them in it. But yeah, that pretty much sits in the same tier as all the other Spider-Man games. Oh, it's right there. I just saw it. There we go. Spider-Man 1 and 2. So yeah, don't have too much to say on that one, so I can stay up there. Slide, that's another one of those Mayo tier games, very easy. You just I can't even remember what you do exactly. I think it's like a puzzle game or something. I really don't remember. But yeah, that's like Mayo tier. You don't have to do much to get the platinum for that. Helldivers, that can go in goated. Yeah, that was a very fun game to get the platinum for. Very fun game. It's a shame that it took so long for them to add more content to it, because that's what kind of drove me away from playing the game. Like the sort of content was a bit dry for a bit. And I just had my group of friends just kind of phased out playing it. So, yeah, great experience. You just have to kind of play the game, and obviously there's a few little tedious ones, but those aren't even that bad. And yeah, really fun game to get platinum for. RE5, one of my most recent ones actually. RE5, I would say that was fun. Let's put that next to 2. There we go. Yeah, like the difficulty ones are kind of like a bit annoying. That's the only reason why they're not in goated. I've been doing like I've been playing like a marathon, or kind of doing like a little marathon in the way of just all the RE games recently. And I actually enjoyed this because it was on I think it was on PS3, and I think it got reported to PS4, which I'm so glad they did, because it still runs in 60 FPS, which was amazing. But yeah, I actually enjoyed this game way more than I thought I would. Brilliant game. It's a nice little takeaway from the whole horror stuff, and it was quite cool to play it was a more action focused kind of game in the RE environment and the RE mechanics and all that stuff. So yeah, that game was sick. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I wouldn't put it in terms of the platinum experience in goated, because there are just very stupid things that can happen, and just it's still quite an old game, so some of the mechanics are quite clunky, like the movement and stuff. But yeah, I think this is one of the chill ones to get. I think 4 and 6, it takes a lot more to get the platinums for those. I'm still on the fence about trying to get those. I would like the idea of having all the RE games platinums, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Spyro. There's not too much to these games, to be honest. I think I remember I'll say you did good, because I mean they're great. They're fun games. I bought like the trilogy, the remastered trilogy, whatever it was, and I remember this one being a bit more grindy than I had thought. Like it's just kind of basic. There's nothing too crazy about. I think it's just. I actually don't remember too much about this game, to be honest. I think it was one of the first few games I got on PS4. But it wasn't a great, and it wasn't a terrible experience. I know I keep saying that a lot, but I mean it's in the mid tier. So, but yeah, I'm only putting it here because I remember doing it and thinking, this wasn't as smooth of an experience for me to want to do the others, because I don't actually know if I beat the second and third game. But I just played that, and I was just I think I just fell out of the habit of playing a Sparrow game. So I was like, don't know about that. I do apologise, we got some more duplicates. Yeah, Spider-Man and Minecraft, we've already done those ones. Goat Simulator. What? Mid-tier, I'd say. Yeah, it's just one of those kind of goofy kind of games. It's only based on a little small map. It's nothing too crazy. That's going to go here, because there's not really much to say about this game. It's just one of those goofy little, fuck around kind of games. I did buy the second one. and then started playing it, and then realized I'm just not really in the mood to play this. And I was gonna try and get the platinum for it and stuff, but I didn't really feel like playing it when I bought it. I think I ended up like selling it to CEX or something because I don't know, I didn't feel like playing it at the time, and I just thought can't really be asked to do this again on another Ghost Simulator game. So yeah. Life is Strange, same reason as the others. Whereas Life is Strange? Here we go. Yeah, so Life is Strange 1, Before the Storm, and 2. Yeah, I was on like a little bit of a roll with these games. I just ended up buying them all and playing them all, because I thought the first one was actually I enjoyed that a bit more than I thought, and then I realised they were all quite easy to get, so I just kind of grinded out all the others. 2 I liked the most because I liked the whole dynamic between the little two like brothers and stuff. Bugsnax, one of those free games on PlayStation Plus, I just thought was so strange, so weird and different, and I thought, do you know what? I'm so far into actually getting the platinum, might as well get it. Weird game, very strange game, strange ending to the game as well. A bit grindy, but you know it's whatever. So I can sit in mid tier. Don't really have too much to say about that game. What Saints Row is this? I think this is 4. I'm gonna put this in mid tier. You know, I don't really remember too much about this game, but I think there were some grindy ones in there. I think Get Out of Hell was in here. Yeah, there's. Do you know what? I'm gonna chuck that in. I think yeah, because there was. I don't remember too much about this one. I don't remember them being very, very fun. I'm putting these here because I'm unsure about them, to be honest. But I don't think they were terrible, and they weren't up here with the others, like these games and stuff. I'd say they were okay, yeah, because they're just like, I think a bit grindy. Honestly, I really can't remember. I remember there was one trophy that was just so. Do you know what? I might put it. I'm gonna put Get Out of Hell. I enjoyed Get Out of Hell more than Saints Row 4 because I loved how it was based in hell and you actually got to play as Johnny and Kinsey for that matter. But there was something. That I think it was a level up trophy, like leveling up weapons and stuff. And you had to just basically run around killing civilians because when you do all the missions, there's nothing you can level up. There's not a good way to level up towards your weapons and stuff. And I remember whatever it is I had to do in the open world, and it took so long, and I had to get like the highest policed like wanted level to get all the police to just chase me, and I could get kills and stuff, and it just took long and it was grindy, and that's what's sticking out to me like the most. So I'm gonna put that in a bit of a stinker because that was a bit worse than the base game anyway. Doki Doki, I'm gonna just say it wasn't terrible. Like it's just a short game and a very fucked up one too. But I'm gonna put that in just you did good because there's not much to these. They're just dating sim games pretty much, I believe. I think I skipped a lot of them because you played the game for the first time and obviously it's all the same stuff after. I know the game changes each time you play it, and like Monica's like some sentient thing. Don't really remember too much about this game and its plot. I remember all the weird kills, like all the deaths and shit, but it was cool and unique. But I found out it was a very easy platinum to get, so I think I got that on both PS4 and 5. Yeah, that can just sit in mid tier because it's like whatever. I won't even say it was because it wasn't a bad experience. So again, I'm trying to judge it on the experience of getting the platinum, and it wasn't bad. It was just whatever. It was just chill. Cool. Moving on. Power World, another very recent one. I got sucked into this game. I get like sucked into games like Ark so easily. So I try my best to avoid them because I know I'll just be glued to them. But yeah, I was in the right kind of mindset to play this game because I mean you can tweak the settings to make everything like happen a lot faster, like growing things and stuff being built, which I wish I'd done sooner because I didn't know I thought it affected the trophies, like you couldn't get them if you changed the server. But I'm glad you could do that in this game because there's some people who just don't have time to just play these grindy ass games, and you're able to do that, and it was still quite long to do, but I would say that was fun. Took me a long time to do it, but I was just so sucked into the game at the time. I just thought, do you know what? I'm this far in. Let's do it. And it is just basically Pokemon / Ark, which are it's a pretty sweet combo. Pretty sad that Nintendo is literally being so cutthroat about this game, its existence. But yeah, really cool, very very fun, and cool ass survival game. So yeah, that can go, and that was fun because it was I wouldn't say go because it is very grindy, so if you're not that kind of devoted then don't bother, but I would say that was fun because it was definitely fun. Callisto, that can go in, that was fun too. Whoa, what's going on here? There we go. I would say that was fun. Callisto Protocol. I'm a sucker for Dead Space. This game was, it was good. This was, it was nowhere near as grueling as Dead Space, in terms of the platinum anyway. There was, I think there was collectible. There's missable collectibles in this game, but I remember I didn't want to play the game again to get them, and then I stopped playing it, and then I think I heard that they announced that you could like no, they didn't have a new game plus. So if you wanted to get the collectibles, you had to get them all in a new run. Yeah, that was it. And then I realized some time had passed because I'd played the game and just thought, yeah, whatever. It was a cool, fun game to get. Didn't want to go as far as to get the platinum. But then they introduced, or they released a new game plus. They actually added that later on, and then you could obviously play the game again with all your added loot and collectibles. And I just had to play the game again and get like one or two things that I'd missed. So I waited until that came out. I did New Game Plus and I got those, and then I eventually got the trophy, and I was like, cool, sweet, sound. So that was why it's probably a bit higher than Dead Space, because obviously that was the whole hard difficulty stuff related to like being killed and having to start the whole game again. I think that's what that game had, or was it? I can't even remember. But it wasn't as annoying as Dead Space, is what I'll say anyway. Battlefront, the first Battlefront. I would say that can go mid to. Yeah, because there was don't really remember a whole lot. I mean, you can just get a lot of the trophies just playing the game normally. But I remember there was one in the survival mode where you had to do the hardest difficulty, and I did it with a friend, and we were literally like struggling to do it. And it can be really hard to do that as well, because you just get like murked in like a couple shots. And there was a specific map that it's best to do it on as well, because it's so hard to destroy the ATSTs. I remember this so like fondly. But yeah, I mean, that game was, I did actually really enjoy playing this game at the time. Second one is way better, obviously, because it just improved a lot of stuff the first one had. But I can't help but think about that one experience. I think that's good to stay on this tier, because nothing's really jumping out to me that it was as good as these games anyway. Yeah. Cool, so next game. Guardians of the Galaxy. I might even put this in GOATed, you know. Let's chuck you all the way up here. Yeah, this game, I think it was another one of those, another game that it came out free on the catalog, and I downloaded it, started playing it, and I thought this game is actually really fun, because I wasn't sure how well this was gonna, like, a Guardians game was gonna be in terms of like the mechanics that they had for it, but it was yeah, this game was just so cool, and I think you can coordinate attacks and stuff with the other members of the Guardians, so yeah, this was fun. I don't remember it being a very grueling process for the platinum. It was just overall a very fun and refreshing platinum to get, because yeah, it's the first Guardians of the Galaxy game they've made, and it actually did pretty well. I think it did anyway. I mean, I enjoyed it as much, so very well deserved spot for that game for sure. God of War 3. Pardon me. This will have to go straight up here. We're beefing up the GOATed here, because this is, I mean, I love this game so much. One of the best God of Wars. I don't know if I'd put it as far ahead as 2018 and Ragnarok, but in terms of getting the platinum, it's fun. I played the game before, and then I played the remaster, and I think I played the remaster years after again, because I thought getting the trophy is actually really easy in the God of War game. I think for most of the games, like actually excluding 1 and 2, because they've got the extra trial modes and stuff, which I think can be quite grindy. Maybe not so much for the second one. I know the first one anyway, because that's why it's down here anyway, in bit of a stinker, because the trial of the god stuff can be actually pretty tricky. But this game didn't have that. It was just play the game, collectibles, bing bang bong. I think it had like a difficulty one as well, but I mean that was a bit tough in certain areas, but it was still chill, from what I remember. I think I'm probably getting so caught up on how good the actual game is rather than the platinum, but still, like, it all kind of merges together in terms of the experience, so that can go up there. Subnautica, I don't really remember a whole lot of this game, to be honest. I might have to just put that here. I really don't remember a whole lot, I'll be completely honest, so I don't know if I've got too much to say. Because I know that it had it on both platforms, but I'm just going to put that in mid tier, because I don't really remember a whole lot, I'm afraid. That's another duplicate. Cat Quest 2, same as the other one really, where is it here? Yeah. At this point I played the first one, so I was like, I think I have to play the second one, and the trophies are quite easy to get, they don't take that long, so yeah. You did good. I can go mid tier, yeah, that's fine. Totally reliable. I think it's delivery service. This game is quite hilarious. I played this with a friend. One of those goofy kind of games where you just gotta get like, I think you have to get deliveries into like really like difficult, obscure places or something like that. I can't actually remember the gameplay. I think you have to, yeah, you have to deliver stuff, and then there's like goofy ways to do it because the game is so wacky, and it's like Gang Beasts, I think, kinda. But I would say I wouldn't even go as far as saying that was. I would say no. I would say that was fun because there was the friend I played it with. Unfortunately, he had a glitched trophy and he was getting so stressed out by it. But I think it just everything happened the way I was supposed to in my experience of this game, and it's just one of those kind of gang beast, wacky, kind of goofy sort of games that was again free on the catalog, and I happened to play it with a friend because he told me about it at first, and I thought, again, well, like I said before, getting trophies with friends is way more fun than doing it on your own. So I thought, yeah, that can definitely sit in that tier for sure. Deathloop, that can go straight and go. This game was so cool, very unique mechanics and stuff, and yeah, just a very fun game. I'm trying to remember parts of it. It gave me like Bioshock vibes, I think, because of the music. No, not the music. Sorry, like the overall theme and kind of gameplay as well. Like it's first person. It was kind of set in the sort of. I think it's got like a steampunky kind of. Is that even what Bioshock's like? I guess. Yeah, I suppose that you could say that. I don't even know how to sort of describe this game, but the mechanics, the abilities, and the story as well was so like mind-boggling, but it was so cool. And I do remember really enjoying this game. It was so cool having to pick the abilities and the loadouts and stuff, and you get into this game is sick. Cool. Miles Morales. That's another duplicate, I believe. I do apologize. I thought I got rid of these. Gonna try and speed it up just a tad because I'm gonna try and whack this out in one last part. The Infamous games. Second Son was the first one I ever played, and I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. It was a bit grindy because it's a big open world. There's quite a few things you have to do. So these can easily go, and that was fun, both of them, because they're both similar vibes. I forget the name of the girl you play as in the second one, or the extra DLC or whatever it was called. But I think it was like it came out as like a standalone game. So yeah, those can go there because those were fun. Bit too grindy for me to put it in goated. Especially for that one anyway. Or I might even put that one above. No, I'll keep them together because, yeah, like this game was a bit smaller than that one because it was its own game. And, yeah, they just, yeah. Cool, that's fine, they can go there. 2018, God of War. God of Boy. Where's Ragnarok? What is happening right now? Whatever. 2018 God of War, similar to Ragnarok. Absolutely outstanding game. So, yeah, so pretty much the same stuff you had to do in this one you had to do for this one. Valkyrie bosses. This one had the Berserkers, that's what they're called. Berserkers, the Ravens, same sort of experience. Absolutely. I'd almost go as far as to say that I enjoyed. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if I can say that because they're both brilliant games. It might have to be Ragnarok because just them tying up the sort of the little bow tie on the story at the end. But yeah, similar experience to Ragnarok, so that can go up there. Oh, Stray, yeah, this was cool. I like this game. This was fun. I would say that was goated. I actually really enjoyed this game. Playing as a cat was really unique. Playing as like animals and stuff is very cool and fun. It's like, Manny and then you got Stray. I think they're making a sequel for this. The story is very interesting, but like the gameplay wise, it's just it's like stealth kind of, but / like platformer. But it was cool. I think I'd play the game again to get a different trophy, but honestly, it's not a very long game, and you kind of just, if you're not trying to absorb the plot, and you can just zoom through it on your second run. So yeah, I'd say I was goated because it was very chill experience to play. I see Mayo there. I'm just gonna chuck that here real quick because the OG My Name is Mayo. That can just sit right in that tier. God of Warfare 2. Where's the first God of Warfare? There is. Yeah, same sort of situation, really. So that can sit happily with that one. Yeah, literally the same situation as the first one, really. Just the smoother experience in the second game that they changed a lot of stuff from the first. I think this is Storm 4. Naruto Shippuden Storm 4 is. Yeah, I'd say that was fun. Wasn't too grindy or anything like that. I think it was mainly just getting all the like highest ranks in the story mode. That was the only kind of grindy thing for this game. Not many online related trophies. Yeah, that was kind of chill. That was whatever. I don't really remember too much about that. I played that a lot in like the PS4 days. So yeah, I think Revolution's on here as well. Yeah, this is the first Naruto game I actually played. I will put that in. I'm gonna put that in. You did good because there was some grindy stuff with a different modes. I think so. That game I don't think really had that, but I played this a lot with a friend as well. He always just come over, and it was really cool. Some good times playing this game with a friend of mine back then. But yeah, it was a bit more grindy than that game, so that's why I'm going to demote it just down one tier, because it was a tad bit grindy. P5 Strikers, that can go in... I'm going to put that in... Yeah, where's Royal? I'm going to put that with Royal. Because this game was so... It changed up, so, like... It's just like a... I don't even know what you call those games, but it's like... It's like the big groups of enemies kind of hack and slash sort of game. Like it didn't stick with the turn-based stuff. It became its own kind of unique sort of. It continued the story and it just changed up the gameplay entirely, which I thought was a bit weird because I remember seeing gameplay for when this came out in Japan, and yeah, platinum wise, it obviously was so different to the other like the OG Persona games because yeah, there wasn't the whole calendar year stuff. It was just progress through the story and do. I really can't remember too much of this game, annoyingly, because it was just so. I played the OG like Personas P5s so many times, but I've only played this game once, so I can't remember too much in terms of the platinum. But it was actually really chill and very like a very smooth experience. So yeah, that can happily sit next to Royal because it was so different from the OG games, and yeah, I'm just yapping at this point. I think this is the last one, yeah, because Xenoverse is the duplicate. So the last one we have on here is Bloodwash, another Puppet Combo game, which I'm gonna put with. Where was the other one? There it is, Rewind or Die. This was actually the first one I played, Bloodwash, and then I played Rewind or Die. But yeah, this is just the same situation as Rewind or Die, really. Very short game, short horror game from Puppet Combo. Played that. I played both these on my channel, which you should definitely check out. Cheeky little plug for those videos, but yeah, I think those are all the duplicates. So right, so there we go. That's the full tier list. I saved the picture and I went to just view the image as a whole because it's easier to see all of the games now. But yeah, there we go. That's my tier list for all 100 of my platinums. That should be roughly around 100. I did take out the duplicates of the different platforms and the yeah, I took out the sort of duplicates because of the PS4 and PS5 versions. But yeah, there we go. That's my full tier list for my platinums. It was very fun doing this, and it was quite interesting to sort of go back and like see and talk about the games that I'd played. So this was very fun. I actually enjoyed this so a lot. But if you guys enjoyed, you know, like I said before, give me a like. That would be great. Subscribe. That would be even better. And yeah, there we go.